Welcome back to realvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith, and doing a live feed this morning from my kid's treehouse. Got the office set up in the treehouse, and I want to talk about land deals. And so over this last week, I spent some time with an expert who uses Kanban boards, and this hence the name up here, Kanban board. I wanted to try to explain what I found and figured out, and maybe other people that are dealing land and or maybe some other piece of business that you're involved in could use the help of a Kanban board. And so I'd never really heard of Kanban boards in the past, but I've seen them. I've seen them in action, and I've made general versions of them for different projects. But I've never heard the name Kanban, but that's the official name. I think it's a Japanese term that is used in organizing project management and workflow kinds of management. And so what I've got is a mailer workflow. We send out letters in the mail, make cash offers to people to buy their land. So I'd like to buy your land. Here's how much cash I'm willing to offer for your land. And I've got all that information in databases and spreadsheets and stuff that as they call back, I give them a reference number or the APN number, their name or their address or something. I get some information from them, and I can find what I offered to them based on their information. So I go back through my data sets and I search and I find and I look, and it often takes me some time to go find those things and reference back to the original offer I made to them. And it might have been a couple of years ago that I sent them the letter. So I might have to go back through a bunch of data sets and figure out where they're coming from. But hopefully I can narrow it down to the couple pieces of information that I get from them. And so I take that and I process it and I move it to the next step for research or for review, for more information, if I should really buy this thing, and if I should, is the price right, is the access right, is all these things, are they good to be able to go resell the property to whoever's looking at my website at realvacantland.com. And because I don't want to get stuck with some weird properties and I don't want people to buy weird properties from me and come back to me with the problems of weird properties. So this is a Kanban board. I'm going to try to maybe blow this up a little bit. So the idea is you start with a bunch of to-do. And in my scenario, these are going to be people that I mailed offers to. I'm going to have a backlog. Mine's going to maybe even start before this screen, like a backlog of all the people that I've made offers to. And if they call back and they accept my offer, I'll move them into the to-do and move them into the to-do and start researching them, move them over to research. This is somebody else's Kanban board, but you get the generic idea. Move them into the, pending clean title, pending access, pending typical stuff that I would be looking for, economics and things, and then processing the paperwork. We're actually working on it. And then, it's going through title. I sent the notary out, whatever, and then as I keep going through, okay, we bought the property. Let's go market it. Let's put all the marketing stuff together to get it up for sale. Somebody buys it, and then let's do the paperwork to transfer it to them and move it off out of the way. And then as more calls in, we start over and we have a big long list of offers and narrow it down to a couple of them that accept and move it through the work process again. And so this kind of workflow happens in lots of different businesses, whether you picture it or it's just flowing through your email or you got stuff all over your desk or it's kept in your head or wherever. There's still some similar kind of workflow to this process. This one is this picture behind us. So the idea of this is, it could be a Post-it card, right? You could take Post-its and you could write on a Post-it and move it across the board as you go. Or your window or your desk or something, or it could be a piece of paper, but the one pictured behind us is index cards. The original idea is index cards, and you move them across the board on the wall with like thumbtacks or something, or hooks or magnetics, or there's lots of different versions of this. And you move them and you have them assigned to different people. Sometimes people have different colors, like so-and-so's working on these, someone else is working on these, and you move them and you can see based on the colors. Sometimes you have colors and numbers or different variables. So we live in a digital world, right? So now we have, should have pulled this up. Now we've got all kinds of digital solutions. One of them is called Jura. And so a couple people have recommended this to me, this Jura system. And this Jura system, let's see if I can get a good example on the screen. I'm not sure if I'll get a good one real fast or not or what. Is digitized. So it's like a massive, here's one version of a workflow, but it could be a massive database that can take crazy amounts of data, like all the mailers that I've sent out or am sending out. And then we can process those things. I'm going to show you one of their versions. Maybe it's not a good example to put on the screen because it's kind of messy. Here's kind of an example on this side. So here's like different columns. You have different columns and you can move your task from column to column and you can have different parameters to them. And when it's digitized, there's a lot more variables you can do. So I can start having reporting. So the people that are buying mailers, they're paying for mailers or involved in mailers or partners that have partnerships with. I could say, okay, all the mailers with this specific code reference number, if you will, belong to this person or belong to that person or this person or that person has an interest in it. And as somebody calls back or emails or faxes or writes a letter or whatever and accepts the deal, like a little bell and whistle kind of thing will go off, and it could be added to their reports, or they could get an email update that says, hey, one of your offers got accepted. And now it's under review, and it's been through review and it passed review, and now it's going to title, and now it's past title, and it's going, it's getting funded, and now it's funded and it's getting marketed. Now it's marketed. Now it's sold. Now it's sold. It's waiting for the money, doing title again, and makes it full circle. And so you could track all these processes, and it charts them out too, and it keeps track of timelines and all kinds of information. So I could see how many mailers I sent for all these different variables and which ones came back and which ones didn't, which ones worked, which ones didn't, how many of them worked out of how many didn't. And I can see the whole picture in a lot more depth, as well as everyone I'm working with. And so I could assign it to people I'm working with. Hey, will you please go figure out this and that and this piece and that piece? And I can keep track of it. It's like, okay, they figured it out. Now it's back to me. It's my turn again to work on it and move it forward in this regard and that regard. So I'm really excited about this. I'm going to have this huge backlog of all the mailers that I've sent out over the last couple of years, make it really fast. It's a fast database. I can search by all kinds of parameters, pull them up instantaneously, like while I'm on the phone with the person, and not have to retype or re-enter any of their information because it's already there. I can just add to it. Like, I don't have their phone numbers. I could add their phone numbers and that kind of thing. And I can change the status into the next status, like it's accepted. Let's go make this happen. And the research, buying, selling, sold, right? So that's an update from the business front of what I'm excited about, what I'm working on. And I hope to share with you guys that are partners of mine and working with me on different deals, different deal flow, in whatever regard it may be. Okay, so let's see if there's some comments going by. Let's see if the video's even working here. So I've just been rambling on. Yeah, so some comments are going by. Okay, good. So it must be working. Good morning, Luke. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Jarrett. You guys, everyone's had a great weekend. Yeah, happy Easter to everybody. Have a good weekend. It's beautiful weather out, and it's nice and sunny, and hopefully it doesn't blow out my background here too fast, but it probably will soon. Good morning from Arizona, everyone. Good morning, Jimmy Yuma. Jason L. I'm from Florida and flying back to Fort Lauderdale for interview, then back Texas and back to work in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Whirlwind. Go Jason, go. Video's working good. Good. Good morning Jeffrey. Good morning Ron. So I'm gonna talk about some land that we've got in the hopper. Like recently, since we made the last video, some new properties have come up for sale on the website. I want to try to figure those out, take a look at them, get to know them myself. And give away some more mailers. I want to give some mailers away towards the end of this call. And the mailers will allow you to, hopefully I can get this system up and going here really quick, and we can share everything with everybody that's due to know information about it. And so if you win some mailers, you'll get notifications as the mailers are happening and accepted and going through the process with this new digital system I'm setting up through Jura software. And so if you win them, it's 500 mailers, and I give them away to whoever answers a question towards the end of this call. It's a question that basically says you've been listening. And then, or if you wanted to buy some mailers, I've been doing some mailer deals. People have been buying some mailers. I've got to send out a bunch of mail. I'm going to try to send out a bunch of mail and get deals flowing at the same time as I'm getting this software set up and selling some other land. So I'm juggling numerous balls, and I think this kind of software will help me keep track of those balls and organize them and prioritize them a lot better to get more done. So, which I think we could all use that kind of help, right? Deming. Hi, Luke. Linda from Deming. I talked to you a while back. Hi, Linda. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for listening. Sanju, sorry, joined late. Did you say you're going to use Jura to help track deal flow? Yes, I'm going to try to use Jura to help track deal flow. So, Sanju, if you have experience with Jura, which I think you're in the software world, you probably do. Maybe you've got something good to say or something bad to say. But it doesn't seem to be that much money to start, and they've got a newer version that seems very easy to set up. And I've been playing with it all weekend. I had an expert spent almost 5 hours in a full-on deep dive on it with an expert on Friday that's using it to manage like a 700-person software development team and keeping track of everything and managing everything and just making it easy to keep track of a team like that and the workflows that are happening. So I think that they can do it on a 700-person team. We can do it on a handful of people that we've got going on at rural vacant land and get these deal flow flying. So hopefully that's the idea. Found your channel this weekend. Just started looking for property. Thanks for sharing your insights. Thanks, Karen. Thanks for chiming in. And Tony is saying, I use Jura at work and it's pretty straightforward. I think you'll like it. Thanks, Tony. I've heard that from numerous people. I think it's very much a Silicon Valley kind of tool. And I don't think it's gone mainstream yet, but maybe over time, I think it'll be more mainstream if it works as well as everyone seems to say it does. I think a lot of the work is just setting it up, and it's agile too. So once you set it up, you learn you did something wrong and it could be better, and you just keep making it better over time. So I think I'll be tinkering with it, making it better over time. Okay, so let's see. We've got. I wanted to jump into the website. See what we have on the screen. Oh, okay. So I've got the website here. This is ruralvacantland.com. I want to talk about the land that we've got up for sale over the last week since we made the last video, last Monday. And then I want to give away some mailers. So if you're just chiming in, I want to give away mailers towards the end of this video. I'm going to give away 500 mailers and to whoever can answer the question. And if you want to buy mailers, I open the window up for another 2 people to buy mailers. I'm not opening it wide up because I don't have enough time to do that much mail. So I'm just doing just opening the door for that a little bit of time for people that want to buy some mailers. It's $1,500 for 1,500 mailers, and I'll price them. I'll send them out, answer the calls, answer the correspondence, do the reviews, do the work on them, and get them funded to the best of my ability, and then share half of the profits after funding them with you on the deal as it goes all the way through. And they might be no profits if the deal doesn't work. It might be $1,000. It might be $50,000. It might, hopefully closer to the $50,000 numbers, but I'm going to try my heart out to get the bigger numbers. So it might be something less or nothing at all. And we might not even get any deals out of it. I'm going to try the statistics as best I know how to get deals, and to the best of my abilities will make it work. And I think it's in everyone's favor to go get the best deals. So Here's a sample of the deals we got off of recent mailers. So top of the line here, the newest one on the website, it's not even priced yet. It's like in my to-do list to get it priced. I'm gonna try to price a bunch of these after this call. So this is Tuolumne County, California. And sent the mailers out in Tuolumne in January, I think it was. So now it's gone through the whole ringer. Now it's finally getting to the website and up for sale. It's not priced yet. So 10 acres, Tuolumne County, California. There's APN and do we get some pictures? I think these are area shots and not proper photographer pictures. So there's a road that comes down into this one. I should go get some proper pictures. There's some topography on it. And we're close to East Sonora, north of Sonora, California. So let's take a look at this on a map. Let's blow up this map because I haven't really got to know this property so well. It just got listed on the website. I haven't taken any questions about it or anything yet. I haven't even priced it. So here's Sonora. And from searches in the past, I know Sonora's got like Walmart, Home Depot, main supplies like that. It's a bigger town. And there's a bunch of foothills around it. Here's Twain Hart. And then if we go up the road here, I think we get to Lake Tahoe, right? Ways up the road. You have to go over and up to get to Lake Tahoe. So Sacramento's over here. The property's over here. San Francisco Bay Area is over here. So you could shoot over from the San Francisco Bay Area across the valley and up into the foothills and get to this property. Let's see if we can figure out some prices in this area. So this is what I do when I buy land. I go look at the market and I try to price it at half the market. So let's try Zillow. If I can spell Tuolumne. Tuolumne County, California. So the cheapest in the price low to high. I don't have anything sorted by size. This one that we have is 10 acres. Where is Sonora is down here. And so the property's up the hill from Sonora. So maybe we should, let's do some size sorting. Let's do 5 acres and up. The one I've got for sale is 10 acres. Let's do 5. Just take a look at what's out there. So 5 acres, the cheapest one's $34,000. I'm sure I paid something less than that. $49,000 for 13 acres. That's probably the best competition. So I'm probably going to have to price it less than that. And then $55,000 for 20 acres. And I'm not going to say a price because I still got to look at where I'm at on the books and this property and stuff. I don't know off the top of my head. $49,000 for 13 acres, and looks like they got there to take some pictures, so there's probably some access. Yeah, it looks like there might be a paved road to this one, so that's probably going to be my competition. I probably got to get some pictures of this one. So in this area, 10 acres. I mean, it looks like there's 75,000. Where'd that cheap one go? It's not in the area. 75,000 for 10 acres. There's not much for sale in this area, so you got to zoom out more to get the cheap stuff. Where'd that cheap one go? Maybe the cheap one's not mapped. Maybe that's why no one's looking at it. So I'll figure that out later when I don't have you guys on the call. Here's 2 parcels in Pima County, Arizona. I'm trying to pick up the pace. So two counties in two parcels in Pima County, Arizona. This one's not priced yet either. This one came in on a mailer just recently. We mailed this in, I think it was January. We sent mail out here, so it gives you an idea. A couple months later, after sending out the mail, the property is starting to show up on the website, going full circle. And this is two different parcels across the street from each other. And I got a picture guy out there either this weekend. He might have already sent me pictures. I haven't checked back with him. He might have been out there this weekend getting pictures of this one and a half dozen others in the area. So here's a power line going down the road. It's a paved road, power line. There's saguaro cactuses on it. There's two different parcels, so I could sell them separately or together. And looks like people have horses in the area. And there's some kind of water feature. I'm not exactly sure if this is drainage or some kind of flood irrigation system of some kind, but I think there's some water here of some kind. And I don't know if you can get access to that or not, if it's long range. But it looks like they've got two breather holes on both sides of this road. Not sure what this box, some other utility box over here it looks like. Maybe some telecommunications. Oh, it's a mailbox. Yeah, but look at that. That's a definite, water hole of some kind. And then the property is right here, and it's got one of those on it too. So it's got some kind of water tank on the property. Already set up, and there's water in it in your street view, so the animals can come drink out of it. I'm not sure if they take a truck and they fill it up, or if it's got a pipe in the middle, like it's set to refill it. So here's the property with some saguaro cactuses, and it looks like it's been cleaned up by goats or sheep or something that's been grazing on it. The power line right there, and then the other side looks like it's more natural. It's got the trees and bush going for it. I still got to figure out the prices in this area, but if you go look at prices in the area and look at about half of what they're going for, I'd probably take an offer like that. I just got to go figure it out and probably try to sell it for half of what the market's going for. Then I've got 20 acres in Navajo County, Arizona. This is somebody else. Let's see who this is. So those last two are some of my properties, but this is someone else selling properties on the website. Andy Barnhart. Okay, so Andy Barnhart, 1995. We got Tucson, Arizona. Is that really Navajo County? This one might be listed in the wrong county. Let me make sure. That looks like that's Navajo. That's Navajo County. They had a map on there from Tucson. Maybe the map's wrong. So this area has Taylor over here. Let's turn on the map. Snowflake, and then Taylor just south of it. So Taylor just got a Walmart here recently. So the property is just north. Where'd the property go? It's just north of this hill. So we've got a nice size property here with a road going up to it and different homesteads in the area. So it looks like you can drive up to this property. Looks like somebody's got a mobile home over here. I'm pretty sure you can do mobile homes in this area. I don't think the permitting is very, doesn't cost much to put a mobile home in this area. Looks like you've got some bush. And if you look south, you're going to see those mountains. So how much is he asking for that? $19.95, so just shy of $20,000 for 20 acres in southern Navajo County. In Cochise County, Arizona. So we talked about Cochise numerous times in the past. We're asking $3,495 for this. It's 2 acres. Andy Barnhart. It's really easy to go build stuff in Cochise County. It's really good prices and just simple, easy regulations to go make it happen. Looks like there's a bunch of roads in this area. Let's see what part of the county this is. So this is the north central valley of it. So it's north of the 10. Okay, so it's north of Wilcox. You got Cochise down here in Wilcox, a little town with school and little grocery store, gas and that kind of stuff. And to get more supplies, you're probably going to go over to Benson. So you're going to drive down the 10 to Benson or to Tucson to get thicker supplies. And then we've got, so we just looked at that one. We got 2.5 acres in Cochise County for $1,095. Another Andy Barnhart, $1,095 for 2.5 acres. That's pretty cheap, guys. That's some cheap land. Here we go. So we've got a map pulled up and filled in, and it's got a little dirt trail on the western side of the property, a little wash just south of it there. It doesn't look like it's fully in the wash. Looks like they've got some pivot point crops growing in the area. So what part of the county is this? I'm not so familiar. This doesn't look like areas that I know so well. Elfrida is over here. Okay. Okay, so we're in between the Chiricahua National. So there's some beautiful mountains off to the east of this property. So you're going to be looking up at those mountains, and then you've got the 191 on the west side of the property. So you could drive the highway in here and get access to the property through all these little roads. I don't think the little roads here have street view, but I think the highway does. So maybe we could zoom over to the highway and take a peek over in this direction. See if we can see the mountains over there. Am I looking the right way? I think so. So you're going to see the Chiricahua Mountains. You're going to be closer to those mountains off in that distance. But you can see in between, people just got the fields, just they're growing crops. And it just looks like he's got a couple properties like that. Maybe they're next to each other in the same area, but they look like similar properties, 2.5 acre properties. So a bunch of these 2.5 acre properties to choose from in Cochise County. I'm going to skip through them. Here's another one, 0.87 acres for $795. $795 for a, almost 9/10 of an acre. Andy Barnhart again. This looks like the same area. Bunch of little roads. Yeah, crops in the area. South end of the lake. This lake is dry part year, and part of the year it's got water in it. And it's got, in the wintertime, there's a big bird festival there. People come to Wilcox, which is north of the lake. And there's a lot of I want to say bird hunting, but it's bird watching. They watch the birds, count the birds. There's crazy numbers of birds they migrate down here for the winter to get much better weather and take advantage of this lake bed. And so here's the 191 again. So you can jump on the 191, go north, and get out to supplies. If we go over here, you could probably take a street view of the area. And, so here's the countryside of the area. You can set up RV and mobile home, and, people are planting trees. You can plant trees around the property too. So there's some more Cochise, bunch of Cochise properties. $795 was that one. $1195, $2195. We've sold over 100 Cochise properties in the past couple of years. We've always got the cheapest land in Cochise available on ruralvacantland.com. Probably the last 3 years running. We've always been the ask in Cochise County. We keep talking about Cochise County because Cochise County is just so easy to go make it happen. People are always asking, where's the cheapest land, and where, not only the cheapest land, but where is it the easiest to go build? Can I roll up in my RV like tonight and start living there? Basically, yes. They want you to get a $25 permit, but you can do that tomorrow, right? And they're just very welcoming, and it's easy, and it's good weather. Good weather, welcoming, and cheap. So Cochise County is the place to be for that trifecta. Here's Apache County. Apache County is another one that's really easy to drive up to the land and start living on it. Doesn't seem like people haggle you about septic systems here, whether you want to live in your car, live in your RV, or whatever. Build a tiny home, build a big home. You don't have to start with a septic system, from my understandings in Apache County. If you talk to planning and zoning, they'll tell you do and you should, but I mean it's not enforced from my experience. So $7,499 for this property. It's 13.33 acres, or $145 per month for 48 months, is $699 down. So you could put it on a credit card and start making payments over time. Just own this thing and go have fun with it. And it looks like it's got a bunch of pictures. I'm not sure if this is the actual property, the area. This might be the actual property. So it's got these different bushes on it and, broken up through the area. I mean, it's friendly ground to come in, just drive up to and go for it. Let's pull it up on a map and see what the access looks like. Oh, I don't have the map set on this one. Actual property photos. Let me try to get a map up on this one. So the some more Cochise, $495. Let's take a look at that one. $495 for Cochise County, Andy Barnhart, 0.33 acres. So if you go on ruralvacantland.com, look up Cochise County and you sort by price, this probably shows up at the top of the list, the cheapest one in there, $495. There might be a couple of them to choose from. Cochise College Park, number 11, lot 5126. There's GPS coordinates. Let's open that up on a map. I'll show you where this is. So it's north of the golf course. It's north of Douglas. And Douglas is along the Mexican border, so it's a lot cheaper and easier to get services down here. Cheaper labor. So we've got the neighborhood going over here. It looks like there's some bush and there's some roads running through the area. So it looks like you could probably drive up to this one or at least drive really close to it. Might have to cut a couple bushes to get the last little bit in there, but that's like cutting a driveway anyway, right? Let me catch up with the comments. Amitha Williams. Andy Barnhart does have great deals from time to time. Yeah, he keeps them coming. Angela Nadu is saying, is your website updated? Are all properties current? They are, to the best of my knowledge. I'm updating it daily, continuously updating and updating as people buy stuff. And like, let's say this one here for $495. If someone buys this and I try to go check out, oh, look at that. Okay. So this one's already been bought. Somebody already bought this one, and maybe just right now while we're watching this, well, let me get it updated. It's so you can't, nobody else can buy it 'cause somebody else already bought it in the checkout button, and I'm asking my assistant Gillian to update that one so it doesn't show as for sale anymore. It doesn't show up in the for sale list. And just good deals like that. I mean, they go so fast, it's hard to keep it updated. So we're updating constantly throughout the day, continuously updating and updating. But $495, I think if we go look at location, Cochise County, for sale. Let's just do this. There's probably some other $495s on the website. We'll filter it down by Cochise County for sale. And then we'll sort by price. Okay, let's sort by price and ascending. Am I doing that backwards? Website's spinning its wheels. Not sure, we might get the most expensive. It's spinning, but you see that you can sort by price and go ascending or descending. Ascending got me the cheap one, so it got me the $100 a month payment plan for 4 acres, or $495. This is the one that's just up for sale, or that just sold. And then there's one at $595. So I guess Andy Barnhart's all sold out of the $495s, but there's a $595 that's for sale on there. It's a little bit smaller. It's 0.13 acres, but you could still fit a mobile home on there for $595. Here's one $695, $795, a couple $795s to choose from. The $795, you got almost an acre. So he's 0.13 acres, Andy Barnhart again. And looks like some little scrubby roads in the area to get to it, but it's darn cheap land. And it's just south of that other one we were just looking at, was just north of here. It's a really cheap land. Cochise College Park. So let's go back to the official list of what's for sale. This is all the Cochise stuff. I'm just going to go listings for sale. And it's probably still going to have this Cochise one in there. for a little bit, but you can't click on it and actually buy it because somebody else bought it. Like today or in the last really short amount of time. Jason Lydier is saying, FYI to anyone, I still have waterfront parcels on Bull Shoals Lake, Missouri. I bought a subdivision, broke it up, and selling it off. 300 plus lots left. Go, Jason. So, Jason, do you get those lots on the website? Jason posts lots on the website. Maybe it's too much to post them all, but let's see if he's got the Arkansas ones on the website. So Arkansas, Bull Shoals Lake, Missouri. No, so it should be Missouri, not Arkansas. So we should see Missouri properties. Ozark County or Taney County, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to pick the state. Taney County. There's a couple Taney counties, but I'm not sure if these are Jason or not. Let's see. I think these are not Jason. Yeah, these are Mike Hassman properties. So Jason doesn't have the properties he's talking about on the website, but his contact information is on the website. If we go to listings landowners and look up Jason Lydiard, he's on there. And if you want properties in Missouri, he's got a whole bunch of them that he's working on right now. This one's $12,900 for Taney County, Missouri. It's near a golf course, nice woods. Mike Hassman keeps coming up with some nice properties, nice houses right across the street, utilities, paved road. It looks like there's you can watch the golf course out the back of your property. Hopefully people don't hit balls into your bedroom window, because this looks like the green, right? Or is this the tee box? This might be the tee box. Yeah, it's a tee box. So they're hitting away from the house. You can watch them tee off, but they're not shooting at you, which could be nice. This would be the green. Or this one. Not exactly sure. It's probably this one, and then that one shoots back that way. Okay, so let's go back to the properties that are for sale. I'm going to try to keep this short, not go too far, and then give some mailers away towards the end. Circle 7 land is saying price is actually $4,999 on the 13 acres instead of $7,500 is finance. Thanks. So he's doing a cash price on that 13 acres in Apache County that we were just looking at of $4,999. Thank you. Thanks for that. That was I think that's Dave Ayers. If I got the Circle 7 right, I think that's Dave Ayers. That's saying that. So we got those 20 acres in Arizona. We got a bunch of coachees. We were looking through the coachees. We're on page 2. So this week's a whole bunch of new coachees on the website to choose from, and some of it's already sold, like this 495 stuff. Levy County, Florida. Let's take a look at that. Let's see who this is. Andy Barnhart is getting some Florida on the board. Okay, $3,195. This is a quarter acre. Looks like there's a road and a power line. Looking at these pictures, let's see if he's got any other interesting pictures. Not sure if this is street view. This is looking like street view pictures. And it looks like there's other houses and mobile homes in the area. So it looks like you pull right up to it. Jacksonville, Florida's over here. So it looks like it's in the central part of the state. Ooh, look at that. It's a bunch of trees. It looks like a neighbor has a driveway. So you just build a driveway right off the road here and go for it. Some nice weather. Let's see if we can pull this up on Street View. Look at that. There's Street View here. That's where those pictures are from. So there's a mobile home in the back and a mobile home next door, and there's just some woods. I mean, you could plant some bushes and stuff, and you wouldn't see those homes anymore. And if you look up, there's a power line. There's a power line going right by it. What a beautiful thing! It's got a hookup right here, a transformer. So you probably wouldn't even have to put a pole in. You probably go right off that transformer. Probably be a really cheap power hookup. You probably have to build a septic tank, I'm guessing, or a septic system. And then it looks like you could drive right up, there's room here on the side for people to offload supplies and things while you're building. You park your car and your truck and your tool trailer and stuff there while you're building. It looks like there's telephone hookup here as well. I don't know if it's internet and cable already, but it looks like at least telephone. That's pretty neat. How much was this one? $3,195 for your own place in Florida. So you could put a mobile in there and go spend the winters or part of the winters there. You wouldn't even have to live there year round. It doesn't cost that much for mobiles. Start shopping around, get a mobile moved over to this property. And some of the guys say they get these mobiles for a couple $1,000, like the used ones. I mean, you could be set up there pretty quick and easy. Spectacular Central Florida lot. I mean, you could drag a mobile over there and rent it out and be cash flow positive in pretty short order, right? Spectacular Central Florida lot close to Gainesville. There's another one, Levy County. This one is a quarter acre, $34.95. Let's take a look at this. These are areas I don't know. Andy Barnhart. Street view on this thing too. Looks like there's some pine trees. It looks like it's got enough ground there that the trees are holding their roots in. It's not a swamp. It looks like there's a bunch of homes around the area. I think this might be the same neighborhood. Is that a boat? Neighbor's got a boat maybe? Nice little road to drive right up there. There's a power line. The neighbors figured it out, so looks like it's ready to go. We got the maps going on it. Let's see if there's street view on this. Look at that. Street view on these dirt roads in the back country. Somebody dumped something there. There's like some oak trees and some pine trees. Looks like a good place to see a black bear or a deer. Probably blast a deer out your window for dinner one day. I mean, just ready to go. Put a pad in there and put a mobile home in there. I wonder what mobile home would rent for here. I'm sure it's like rich dad, poor dad economics makes sense. You buy the land, these stupid cheap prices. I mean, $3,500, $3,495 for the land. You probably spend 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 grand for a mobile home, and you could probably rent it out and be cash flow positive in under 2 years. I mean, I don't know exactly what rents go for here and how much time and energy it takes to move a mobile in, but I'm just guessing. You could probably figure out those numbers on your own a lot more than I could, especially if you know the area and you're good at shopping used mobile homes and hiring somebody to move it over and set it up, and then doing the property management or renting it out. An uncle in Michigan, he's passed on now, but he would do that. He'd buy this almost swampland in Michigan and just find spots where you could perk septic systems, and he had a tractor, he'd go to work on it and he'd set up septic systems and he'd get mobile homes moved in. He was really good at buying John Deere tractors and lawnmowers. He'd buy them at auctions and garage sales and places all over Michigan, even down to Indiana and Ohio. He'd buy these things and he'd drag them home and he'd take them apart and he'd sell the pieces on eBay. And he would, he didn't care if they're working or not because he knew how much the pieces would go for. And he had a really good name of selling John Deere parts on eBay. So he did that, and he collected mobile homes. Every now and then he'd find a mobile home that was in pretty good shape, that wasn't that much money, and he'd drag it over to his property and set it up and rent it out. And those guys would rent out his mobile homes, and he had all the tools. Every time their car broke down or whatever, they'd come to his house and use his tools to fix their car or their tractor or their whatever was broken down. And the payment was they had to cook for him. So the wife or the girlfriend or whoever was usually there cooking. Every time I went over to his house, they're cooking spaghetti because that's what my uncle liked. Spaghetti, meatballs, spaghetti and sauce, and pasta, this and that. And a lot of them would bring him venison and turkey and pigs and animals from the area. He had a bunch of freezers in the barn. He'd butcher them up and keep them in the freezers. So they'd usually be digging meat out of those freezers and cooking it up. And that was the barter system in the area. A lot of those people were his tenants, and it was a huge just barter trade that just went on. It was a beautiful thing. It's fun to visit his house. You never knew what kind of stories you're going to hear. That's my Uncle Brian. Nicest guy. So that's where I'm seeing that from, just dragging the mobiles over, making those happen. So here's another one, Livy County. It's probably the same neighborhood, $2,599. If you're doing it on one, you might as well do it on 3 or 4 or 5 or however many he's got here. Here's another one, Livy County. Might as well do it a half dozen. Have one of those people be the one that manages your mobiles. Keeps them maintained. Keeps the roof from leaking. Keeps the people paying rent. $24.99. So how many do you have? 5 of them. So you could probably drag 5 mobiles in there, hook them all up, rent them all out. Here's another one, Kern County, California, $17.95. Jason Lydiard saying, not up yet. Can't figure out how to put 300 lots up there yet. Yeah, so he's got 300 lots. You can post them on my website. He's subscribing to the website. He could post as many on there as he wants. If he wants to, he could have Gilian go to town on it and make up a bunch of ads for it, different parcel for each one, and map each one out if we get the maps going, and people could cherry pick the ones that they want. Or you could do them in groupings too. You could have different groupings. A lot of times people want to have multiple lots next to each other. So if they have a bunch of lots next to each other, you could post them up as groups. I think people would probably grab that up. If we present them well, give them the information, let them pick and choose the properties that they want with prices that they can run with. Here's Andy Barnhart, $1,795 for this 2.5 acres in Kern County, California. So Kern County, this is going to be close to Los Angeles in some regard. We'll pull it up on a map. Looks like there's some roads around the area. I'm not sure. They don't seem to go right up to the property. There's probably an easement. If you talk to Andy and look at the maps and stuff, there's probably a way to get in and out of there. Looks like there might be a mine down to the south. This is the 395 here, and this is Kramer Junction, maybe? Let's see if there's Kramer Junction, 395. And North Edwards here. And so Los Angeles is going to be down here, and you could take 395 down to Victorville and jump over the mountains and be in Riverside or in the greater Los Angeles basin area. Probably 2 hours-ish. It depends on traffic and stuff. So it's probably not really a good commute, but you could get to town for the offhand gig here and there. So $1,795 for 2.5 acres. Yeah, he's saying 2.5 hour drive to downtown Los Angeles, going that direction. 3 hours going another direction. There's a couple routes you can take. I'm sure it's going to be very property specific or time of day specific, traffic specific. Kern County, California, $3,295 for 2.34 acres. Some more Cochise County, 2.5 acres. Kern County, 2.5 more Kern County, a bunch of Kern County to choose from. Castilla County, let's take a look at that. We haven't looked at Castilla so much recently. We've got numerous Castilla on the website. I was always amazed. I looked at how many Castilla have sold, and there's a bunch of them that have sold on here. I always think we have a bunch on the website, but there's a whole lot of them that have sold too. So 4.91 acres for $2,995. This is Castilla County, Colorado. So it's southern Colorado, southern central Colorado, and south of Colorado Springs. I'm going to zoom out and show you where we're at. Here's Pueblo. Here's Colorado Springs. Here's Denver. So Denver's up here. If you'd go down to 25, go towards Fort Garland. So take the 160 west off the 25 by Walsenburg and go towards Fort Garland, just a little past Fort Garland. We're into Castilla County. We got the Twin Peaks, Blanca, this whole Seven Sisters, I think they call it. Beautiful mountains to the northeast of here. And then there's a grid pattern of a area laid out south of there that's got a bunch of different properties in it, this being one of them. If we turn it over to satellite, you can see the area. It's got some irrigation pivot points in the valley and the mountains up here to the north. So 5 acres in Colorado for less than $3,000. Surprised there was this many properties that came up in the last week. If Jason puts his 300 properties on there, we're going to get lost in there. Okay, El Paso, Texas, 5 acres, El Paso, $6,500. This is probably Curtis. Curtis keeps coming up with these El Paso properties. 5 acres though, they're usually smaller. He's usually got 1 acre ones. So maybe this is a little further out of town, I'm guessing, for the price. He's usually asking more money. This seems cheaper for the acreage for this county. Let's see if I can get it to load. Let's check comments while this is loading. Blast a deer. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of deer in Florida, right? There's a black bear in those woods too. Let's see. Is there any land that is not cursed in Spain for a targeted individual? I'm scratching my head on that one. Any land that isn't cursed in Spain? Why? Because Spain lost a bunch of land to the U.S. They cursed it all? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. Cita Priva. I'm missing it. Iowa 1 saying, I'm taking my Jayco down by Lake of Ozarks next week to hunt morel mushrooms. Yum. Oh, I love morel mushrooms. Those are fun. Love the food for rent story. Yeah. Jason, how much are you looking for these lots? Yeah, Sanju's asking how much for the lots. What Missouri County is that, Jason? Yeah, Jason, tell us what county your lots are in Missouri. Those 300 lots in Lake of the Ozarks. So here's the 5 acres in El Paso is loaded up. This one is by Curtis Ikaloff, and he's had a bunch of properties around the El Paso area. He just keeps coming up with them, and this is a 5 acres. Usually smaller ones on roads with power lines and things, but this one's bigger. It looks like it's on a road. It's got a road on the north side or the south side of the property. The property's on the north side of the road. See how far out of town this is. So there's is this a bigger road or is this a power line going through here? I'm not sure. There's a bigger road up here. There's El Paso over here. So here's the 180 and here's the 10. So you're probably going up to the 180 to get in and out of here, I'm guessing. And there's a bunch of little roads in between. I'm not sure if you go over to this road and up or what, but there's a lot of roads to choose from. Let's see if any of these have street view. This road's got street view, so you could probably look off down the way. I'm surprised Street View even drove this road. This looks like you get the road to yourself. No one will bother you out here. There's some dust behind the car. So how much is he asking for this? $6,500 for 5 acres, El Paso County, Texas. I bet you it's the cheapest one around. See if Jason got back to us. Blake Jones says, shot a coyote yesterday in Florida. There you go. There's always some game around. Do you ever have land in Ohio? No, I don't have land in Ohio. I'm open for it. So a lot of the land in the agricultural areas are a lot harder to get good deals on because the farmers, at least the acreage, maybe not the housing lots, but the farmers want the acreage and they know what they can pay for it. And, they know, like, what farmland goes for per acre really close. You know, it might be $2,000 an acre or $2,200 an acre, depending on the economics of the acres. It's not like, $500 or $10,000 depending on some different variables and artsy fartsy touchy feely stuff that a lot of properties have going on. The prices swing crazy from low to high. So it's harder to get a spread on agricultural land, and so that's why I don't have properties in Ohio. I mean, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I'll probably get some town properties or edge of town properties. It's not so much farmland, and it could be great. Jimmy Ross is saying the Colorado land is on the front side of Mount Blanca almost. Elmosa is 12 miles away. Beautiful area. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for kicking in. Someone put a picture of coyote in there. Amitha said, "Are you going to get any land in Arkansas? Or are you done with Arkansas?" I'm tired of Arkansas properties for the time being. I'm sure I'll get more later over time, but for right now, it's a lot of properties to keep track of for the dollars that go through there. It's hard to do them all. It's a lot of paperwork for not a whole lot of money, and I'm sure other people on the website will do a bunch of Arkansas ones. Like a bunch of Arkansas properties have started filling in behind me from the other sellers on the website. So if we look at Arkansas for sale, you can see there's still a bunch of properties in Arkansas that are for sale. And, I mean, we still got 9 pages of properties in Arkansas. There's a lot of Arkansas properties to choose from on there that are for sale. And it's 10 per page. It's like 80 something properties on there. Let's see. Jeff Hinkey, they give you $20 for the ears in Utah. There you go. So Utah's trying to get rid of coyotes. Here's done with Arkansas. Yeah, I mean, not just done with it. I think it's a really good learning curve place to get started in land dealing and get going. And I think if, like my kids' school, they do businesses like for class businesses, and I would like to encourage my kids to do some class businesses where they buy and sell Arkansas lands, and I think that would be a good business for the kids to play with and work on and things, or anyone who wants to get started in land dealing. I think Arkansas is a great place to start. But I think eventually having the same question over and over and over 500 times, and the spreads on the properties just don't seem to be worth answering the same question over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I get tired of it, right? So let's move on. Let's do some other ones. Circle back later on someday. For right now, I'm kind of tired with them. In Tennessee, there's some Tennessee properties. He sold off. Angela says he sold off all his Arkansas last month. Yep. He walked the line through Arkansas. Yeah. Are you getting more into infill lots? Says Blake Jones. I've tried to buy some more infill lots, and I've gone after some infill lots, and I've mailed for infill lots. And I did statistics on where they're on the market the least amount of time, and they seem to be going the fastest. And I reamed out those statistics as far as I could go by doing statistics in lots of areas and trying to pick the hottest ones to do them in. And maybe other people figured that out too, or I got more competition there or whatever. But the land that comes through is just so marginal of, I'm not comfortable presenting it. Like I'm not proud of it kind of land. So I should go out not as statistically crazy prospective land, maybe something closer to more realistic. And I think I'll get some more better quality land. So maybe I'll do that in the future. But I mean, I think the bread and butter of the land deals that I love have been, they've been acreage. They've been 5, 10, 20, 40 acre properties, 2 acres in the right place, 5 acres here, and buying them for one price, selling them for another, knowing there's room to find a place to put a house on that property, knowing there's room to find a place to put a septic and whatever it takes. And it's not like a quarter acre and, oh, geez, it's a big hill. Can I really fit, parking and a house and a septic or a well or what are the fees for all the utilities to get in there? Is it Why is that the last one in the neighborhood that hasn't been built yet? What am I missing? And I just got burned on one property that I just closed on a week or two ago. I mean, I bought this property, and the people that bought it from me, or they were trying to buy it, they wanted the perk and mantle done. They wanted to make sure they could get a septic system into the property before they fully paid for it. I said, okay, yeah, sure. We priced it in and got the tests and running it through with the engineers and the county and everything. And the county said no. Like, they said no after I spent thousands of dollars on making this happen. Because it was like raining, and I'm not there to be looking over it, and it's hard to do that stuff from afar. So I'd really like the ones that are simple, easy to understand, knock over from afar, from my office, from my kid's treehouse that I'm in right now, right? I don't have to be there on the ground digging holes and testing stuff myself to figure out if I should be paying money for the next thing or not. I think the locals are better at that, and I'd sell it to them and a good price and let them run with it. So maybe I'm saying I'm not the perfect candidate to do info lots. Maybe it's because I haven't found the perfect ones yet. Maybe it's because I just got burned on one of them that I was trying. And but I think there'll be some over time. It's just not going to be the full-on target. So I'm doing mailers. We do a lot of mailers this week, and I think I'm going to do broad areas. I like the statistics of not the biggest ones, not the smallest ones, not the most expensive, not the least expensive, but the homogeneous middle, and offer them lower prices, so I could probably still be the cheapest stuff in the market, but I don't have the lowest quality properties, the lowest quality stuff. So good quality stuff at the lowest price, and medium-sized properties that just make sense. They don't stick out in any crazy way, and it's just easy to grind out a bunch of. And with this new technology, this new Kanban board through Jura that I'm setting up, it's not fully ready yet, but I got a preliminary version going. I think I can get it polished up more later today, get some of these mailers in here. It'll be easier to process them and just do volume and good quality stuff, good quality bread and butter volume. And that's what I love. So that's where I'm aiming. So let's get back to what's for sale, because we're running an hour into this call here, and I want to give some mailers away. I want to give some mailers away because I want to send out mail. I want to send out mail like crazy, get more of these deals going. And I want to follow up with the deals that are going. I want to push on the ones that are going, keep making them happen as best I darn well can. There's some noise in the background. Neighbors doing construction. Another nice big house looking down in my backyard. Little houses in my neighborhood are getting bulldozed and blown up into big monstrosities. Coaches. We're going to page 4. So we're over 30 properties since the video we made about properties last week. And we're just looking at that one. So Cochise, Kern County. Got a bunch of these Kern counties. We've been talking about the Kern County. So there's a good deal of Kern County on the board to choose from. There's more Cochise. Let's go to page 5. So now we're talking about 40-something properties since the video last week that are up on the website that haven't sold yet. So a lot of them are probably already sold and they're marked off. Some Apache. We looked at some Apache. Here's 40 acres in Apache with bluff views of Windsor Valley. Let's take a look at this one. 40 acres, $34,800. Then we start getting into Arkansas. Dave Ayers, $34,879. So last time I quoted a price on his, he said it was a lower price for cash, but that was the price for terms. So let's see if he's got it's his cash price, $34,879 plus the $399 doc fee to reserve the property. Use the buy now button, pay the deposit, and go for it. Or do some in-house. It says in-house financing may be available. This is Dave, Circle 7 Land. So yeah, I think he's watching the videos. He was chiming in here earlier on the last one in Apache County that he's got. So it looks like you've got a bluff here. I'm not sure if he's looking off it or if it's looking down it. Let's see if we can zoom in. Maybe that's what he meant by bluff view. So maybe you build on top of this bluff because there's roads over here, and you build up here and you look out over the valley. Let's see. I'm going to hit the Google down in the corner. We'll go 3D on this thing and see if we can figure out which way that bluff goes. Yeah, so it's a valley. Okay, so let's go back to this map. So this is the top of the hill over here. So it looks like there's a road that comes down, and it looks like there's a road that goes to the bottom of the property, but there's a road that comes to the top of the property. So this kind of looks like the actual lot line here is probably over touching this road, and it's just the map's just off a little bit. So it looks like there's a fence that follows the line. So it looks like you could build a house up here on top of the bluff and look off down over the valley. You could probably keep your horses out here, and you could probably have a trail going up and down there, and go down, play with the horses, come back and look down at the horses or something like that, right? This road probably goes out to civilization in one way or another. It's not street view, but let's see where it goes. It's like my wife always says, Luke, you want to see where the road ends? I'm like, yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry guys, I had my head in the way. Move the head out of the way. So here's a 61. Here's Concho. Okay, so if we go down this way, we get down to Walmart down here in Pine Top, Lakeside, Cholos, gas stations. Concho's got gas and a bar and a minor groceries. So you're probably going over here to get the basics. You probably don't even have to go down there to get the bigger stuff. Like maybe once a month you run down there to get bigger supplies. You go to Concho here once a week to get some groceries. There's a little lake over here you can do some fishing in. I've had a bunch of properties in this area, but I've never had one over here. That's pretty cool. Windsor Valley. I have to remember that. Looks like the neighbor's got a house on the bluff over here. They figured it out. I'm sure you can figure it out. They figured out where to get water and how to make it happen. Okay, let's see if we're down to about last. Here's 20 acres in Apache County. So we got a bunch of different places to choose from that we've been looking at. Here's some more 40s in Apache. Here's Oklahoma, Adair County, 15 acres. I think we looked at this one last week. It's on the river. Let's take a look at this. Can't remember if we did or not. This looks too good to be true. $38,000 for 15 acres on the river in Oklahoma. Who's got this? Timothy Flood. I kind of think we looked at this last week. Yeah. So it looks like there's a road up to the backside and it's river frontage land. And he's got a video down there of how to go look at the property, the pictures and shots. Wow, look at that. I think this, maybe I saw this in a different presentation. I think this might be Texas right here. Am I thinking right? No, I'm thinking of a different one. Okay, so the river's flowing. This is Arkansas, Oklahoma border over here by Siloam Springs, West Siloam Springs, Dripping Springs. Trying to find a city that's... so here's Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then it's straight east of Tulsa, Oklahoma on the way to Arkansas, just south of Highway 59. And on the river, on this big river. Where'd it go? What kind of map is this? Where's the river? The satellite picture's got the river. This map is sure missing the river. So here it is on the river. If we zoom in, it looks like there's a road to get in there. And you can build your cabin in the woods on the river. Keep your ducks. I don't know, ducks might move around, but if you keep feeding them, they'll probably stay there. You probably plant some catfish if there aren't any in the river already, and go for it. I think this is going to be the last property of the day. Guys, it's just an example of all kinds of properties that we've got on ruralvacantland.com. We've got properties all over the place. We've got this map search that I love looking for properties on, and people are asking me, do you have something like this? Do you have something like that? There's one near here, one near there. I pull it up on the map, and I go look at it and try to answer their questions. But I can't keep up with all the properties that get posted on this website anymore. These guys are coming up with properties so fast, and they're selling fast too. And they're darn almost always the cheapest ones in the area. So if you like the cheapest land in the area, just keep checking in ruralvacantland.com, and you keep seeing properties like this one behind me that Tim Flood came up with. It's 15 acres on the river. I mean, look at that river. It looks like, you just want to go canoeing or kayaking and pull out the fishing rod, start catching something, or just put a bench right on the side there and start pulling catfish in. I mean, it'd be a blast. Put your cabin on the river, throw your stick out in the water for the dog to jump in, go back and forth, and back and forth, right? I don't know if it's dock front kind of river, if the water goes up and down too much or what, but it looks like you could even go duck hunting on that kind of river right on your own property. Just have a duck hunting blind on the side of the river for whenever duck season is there. There's all kinds of things you could use a property on the river for with no neighbors around. So take a look at it. $38,000. I bet you it's the cheapest one in the area with that kind of river access. And see if that's yours. But this is a great example of where I'm going to leave it off at. So in the beginning of this call, I was going to ask a question, but maybe I'll just check some comments. We still got some people watching. Ringo Star says, Luke, how can I filter by acres on rural vacant land? Okay, so let's go back to the, let's say I'm on rural vacant land. Let's see what screen we're looking at. Okay, so it's just over my head on the other side, over here, this advanced search thing. And let's say I want to do, I don't know, California, the whole state of California. I'm just going to put the state in there, not the specific county. And I want for sale. It automatically picks out the ones for sale. I don't care if it's cash or terms or whatever. I'm just going to do for sale. And under area, I'm going to do 30 because I want 30 acres and up. And that's all. It doesn't have a max. I mean, it just cuts off the smaller ones. Yes, it could be better. It could be a lot better. So right here, I'm putting 30 acres in this line. So if I do 30 acres and up, if I put 30 in there, that's acres. And everything that's 30 acres and up comes up. So I got an 80 acre, a 40 acre, a 40, a 40, a 30, and an 80. So we got 130, some 40s, and a couple 80 acre properties in California for sale on the website right now. I'm surprised it was that many for big acreage California. And you could sort by price maybe. I mean, that's not going to be exactly bigger acreage, smaller acreage out of the group, but $49,000 for this 80 acres that's by Barstow. $17,000 for 40 acres in Kern County. $17,000 for another 40 acres that's in Kern County. Another 40 acres in Kern County for $17,000. Here's 80 acres in Kern County for $9,900. Wow, that's a really cheap 80 acres. That's a very, very cheap 80 acres. Patricia Zach has that one up for sale. 30 acres. I just made a video about this one recently. 30 acres out by the Colorado River for $6,999. It kind of looks like you could drive your dirt bike down to the river from this property, but I think there's an actual fence in the way, so you might have to do a jog, go around it. But I mean, it's pretty close to the river. $6,999 for 30 acres in California, backside of San Bernardino County, I think. Yeah, San Bernardino County. So let's say you wanted 4 acres in Cochise County, because we've had a lot of those in the past. Let's do Arizona. Let me find Arizona, Arkansas. We want Arizona, Cochise County. And this used to be my bread and butter. I had hundreds of these things and they all sold out. See if we got any left on the website. Sometimes people sell them back or return them or something. Wow, 4 acres and up. We're on page 2, Cochise County. There's some bigger ones to choose from in Cochise County right now. Here's 4.99 acres for $2,995. Here's 4 acres for $24.99. Here's 4 acres for $17.99. There's a cheap one. $17.99 for 4 acres. I don't know why the picture's not working. 4 acres for $100 a month. For 29 months. A couple cheap Cochise ones on there. So that's how you can do acres. So 4 acres, this would be 4 acres and up. So you're getting 4.99, 8, 10, 20. But that's one way you can do acres. Helen says, love Tim Flood style and yours as well, Luke. Yeah, he's got a good hat on as well, right? He's coming up with beautiful properties. Yeah, Tim is an expert in Oklahoma. Yeah, I mean, it's great. I don't know Oklahoma, but Tim does. So we've got some good Oklahoma stuff on the board. Julie Rowe, I'm always checking almost daily on rural vacant land. Thank you, Julie. Thanks for checking for the properties. I mean, we'll just keep posting new ones on there as we get them, and hopefully get the right one for you that comes along. It's like too good to be true price. You just grab it up and love it. Turn into one of the hundreds or thousands of people that are happy with properties they bought off of here. See, Chickasaw, Oklahoma has many fixer-upper $10,000 to $12,000 cash sale. Fixer-upper land or houses or mobiles, or I'm not sure. But it sounds like you can get some deals in Oklahoma, Chickasaw, Oklahoma. You get a lot of green, a lot of water. I think it's pretty friendly regulations to make stuff happen. And it's just a neat part of the country to go homestead in if you want to really go for it. Okay, so I started this video off talking about how I would like to organize a lot more. And I would like to organize in multiple different ways. But one of the ways that I've been studying and spending some time on this last week, I was sharing with you guys, and I thought it would be fun to share. And turns out numerous of you guys have used Jura in the past to do this system and set up these kinds of boards. Jura, people are already putting Jura in there. Jura is the name of the software that I'm using, and the kind of board that they're doing is called what? And it's a Japanese term. I'm gonna take the seventh person, and I think it's also in the title of this video. The seventh person, I'm gonna give away 500 mailers, and it's gonna cost me some money. It cost me a couple $100 to give them away, and I'm happy to give them away because I'm gonna share the profits off of the mailers with you. I'm gonna do all the work. I'm gonna do all the financing, do as much of it as I darn well can, as efficiently as I possibly can, to get some more land deals. Like we just talked about, all these land deals that just went by. I'm sure they all came from mailers. At least 99% of them came from mailers. And keeping track of them gets to be a mess. I mean, oh man, it's tough. So let's take a look at these. People are putting Kanban in there left, right, and crazy. So that was my question. What's the board called? It's Kanban board. And I had one in the background earlier. I killed that window, so I can't show you again. But okay, so we're doing the seventh. So Sanju came up. He was the first one that said Kanban. I think Sanju was saying that he uses Jura in his business. I think he's a software developer, if I remember right. And so it's not surprised at all, because software developers use this because they have a lot of different things to keep track of and making software happen. And this system allows you to do that. And I think I can load like millions, not that I need to, but millions of mailers in there that can come up instantaneously when people call back, and I can reference their info and stuff in these things. So I'm really excited about that. So Sanju, 1. Jeffrey Day says Kanban is 2. Jason Macy said Kanban is 3. Cheryl Knusher says Kanban board is 4. Dave says Kanban is 5. Jeffrey Day says 6. Jason Macy 7. Okay, so Jason, I think Jason's won before. He is on top of it. I'm writing this down. Jason Macy's a 7th. I said I'd do the 7th one today. So my count, I'm going with Jason Macy. My count might be wrong, or the data feed might be wrong, or whatever. But I already said Jason Macy's winning this one. And I don't care if you guys won in the past, because it's too hard to keep track of. And so Jason Macy, thanks for listening. Thanks for playing. I'm going to give you another 500 mailers. And hopefully I'm going to get them into this Jura system and get you into the Jura system as well. I'm not sure I'm going to pay for a subscription to get you into Jura, but I think what I'll do is I'll have it do reports. And so I think I can have it kick out reports. And so you can kind of see what's happening with the deals that we get under your name, and keep them going over time. So as things happen and it's like, okay, why is Luke taking so long to research this property that's accepted? Or why is it taking title so long to process this one that's researched and figured out and okayed by Luke and funded, and title. But I mean, so some of the properties just came up on the website. The mailers they went out in January, or even before January. That's just my workflow process of getting them through the whole system to get them up for sale, from asking for them to getting them up for sale. And I think this Jura system, the Kanban board style of Jura system, will help me shorten that lead time and do more deals more efficiently. So that's the idea, and that's what I hope for and wish for, and that's the plan. That's the action plan for this week and going forward. Thank you everybody for listening. Thanks for watching. A bunch of people are saying, yeah, I've used Jura, it's pretty good. So Sanju's saying he's using Jura, it's pretty good. That's cool. Ringo Starr is saying, what are mailers? So guys, if you want to check out and go, that's fine. We're done. But I'm going to try to answer some questions. I'm going to stick around and answer some questions. So Ringo Starr is saying, what are mailers? Yes, what are mailers? Mailers are how I buy this land. It's how all these people on this website are buying land and posting it up on ruralvacantland.com. It's a letter. It's a piece of paper. It's usually send a 2-page letter that starts off with saying something like, I want to buy your land. I got your information from the public records. Anybody who asks or who wants information of the public records can get information from the public records. Because a lot of people call back and yell and everything and say, how'd you get my information? Why are you sending me this? So line number 1, I like to hit it right out of the gate. Got your information from public records. To start off with, I want to buy your land. I got your information from public records. This is who I am. This is what I'm about. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the offer. Here's how much cash I'm offering to buy your land. I'll do it quick. I'll do it fast. I'll make it painless and easy as possible. And you don't have to do much of anything but sign. And you're going to get paid. And so then they call back and they either yell at me because they don't like the price I offered, or they accept the price. And some people mail stuff back, and they all kinds of whatever. Surprised some of the things people say on there. I'm not surprised anymore. Kind of just floats on by. But I think new people testing out mailers get really surprised at how mad some people get about it. But they could just throw them in the trash. It's just an ask. They don't have to sell it. If they're insulted at my price, they can just throw it in the trash. And some of those people are very grateful at the price, or they're surprised at the price, or they're amazed that they could sell their property for that much. They didn't think the property was worth anything. It's just sitting there and they're paying taxes on it, and they don't want to pay taxes on it anymore. And they inherited it from somebody who inherited it from somebody who inherited it from somebody else, and their cost basis is nothing, right? It's the taxes they paid on it or whatever. And they're just happy to get some cash. And the cash could go to pay for a new transmission in their truck, or a trip to Europe, or a new well for their home they're living in, or college education for their kids, depending on the property. So that's the idea. That's what the mailer is. Hopefully I'm answering this. Oh man, as soon as I step away, I miss the mailers. Yeah, off by 1. Congrats, Jason. Way to go, Jason. Woohoo, Jason. Luke, we're just grateful. Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks everyone for listening, for chiming in. And we'll be doing this again next week at 9 a.m. Monday morning. And in the meantime, I'm going to work on my Kanban board and getting all these old mailers in there so I can keep track of them, processing the ones that are going, and making ads for the ones that are up for sale. Thank you, everybody. Ringo Stars, when will you be live again? We do every Monday morning at 9 a.m. on the same channel, ruralvacantland.com. If you hit subscribe, you'll get notifications when it's, as it's happening. But if you plan for 9 a.m. Monday morning Pacific time, yeah, we'll do it there. Thank you. Ringo, you can see what mailer looks like on Land Academy for free. Yeah, so there's a website that teaches about mailers. It's called Land Academy. It's a group of people that I learned this from. And so if you go to landacademy.com, you can get all kinds of information there. There's another website called landinvestors.com that's put together by those guys. And it's a lot of land dealers talking back and forth, comparing notes and strategies and things of how to buy land, sell land, and you can learn a lot from that too. I've got a lot of, posted 1,500 times in there or something. There's a lot of my questions and answers going back and forth on them as well. And also this YouTube channel, there's a bunch of videos. If you go back through the live feeds over a bunch of time in this YouTube channel, and videos of how-to videos, there's a Q&A section of ruralvacantland.com. You can go in there, and there's pages and pages of frequently asked questions. I've got reply videos to lots of them, answering lots of the questions on land dealing there as well, and all the basics are covered. So thank you. Thanks again. I'm gonna cut this one off and see you guys again next time.